Okay, so here we are. I'm Chris. I am the police mind and fitness guy. I help you reclaim your mental health or take charge of your mental health through fitness and self care. And today we're going to talk about confidence. Now, I learned a lot about, I've always been a very confident man, I've always been a very confident person, um, but it takes work. And I remember when I did my motorcycle trip around the United States after I burned out as a police officer. I burned out from all the trauma, all the high alertness, all the putting so much pressure on myself, all the trying to um, create confidence and just instead of just having it. And I burned out. So this is why I do these videos, so that you don't burn out, so that you keep driving, so you create the best life that you possibly can. You become the best version of yourself, and you love what you do years and years later. If you love this video, if you love the content that we have, make sure you like, subscribe, hit those alert bells so that you get consistent learnings that I do for free. If you want more, there's more links in the bio down in the description down below for different offers that I have, different things that are going on right now. So, confidence. What is confidence? You know, confidence is one of those things that people think that you just wake up with it one day, or somebody just has more confidence because they're just a confident person. And that's not confidence. That's hard work. That's continually thriving, continually striving, continually fighting, continually pushing. Now, why do you think that most cops look so confident in what they're doing? I guarantee in their head half the time they're sitting there freaking out. They're not quite sure. But they don't look it because of practice. So that gets us into the first thing, to create confidence. To build that confidence and have and feel like you're confident, or at least show that you're confident. It comes from getting good at something. You look at some of the top athletes. Let's take Michael Phelps, the Olympian swimmer. Looks extremely confident in what he does, doesn't he? He's been doing it for years. He has swam that swim a million times or more. He has hit times before in the pool, most likely without being official, that he's hit at the Olympics. He has put the hard work in to get good at something. When you get good at something, then it looks like confidence, but really what it is it's just you're good at it. I was not always confident being on video here. I was not always confident to hop on my social media and put myself out there. In fact, when I started my business, when I left the police in 2017, I was not confident to put myself on the camera hardly at all. I did not want to post. I documented my whole motorcycle trip around the United States, recharging myself, learning a lot of the things that I teach today 5 years ago, but I didn't post my face very often, or I would post my helmet. I'd post me in my helmet because it was ingrained into me to not do that. So when it came to confidence to talk live on a camera like this, or on my phone, on social media, on my LinkedIn, on my Instagram, I did not have the confidence because everything in my mind was, no, you can't do this. You're not good at this. You haven't done it. Well, now I've got uber confidence on this, and I do it all the time. I'll pick up my phone and just randomly have conversations with people. Confidence comes from repetition. Confidence doesn't just happen. Now, you can do a few things with this. You can borrow confidence from people. You can have a mentor that you look up to and borrow confidence from them and be like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. But do you know what that does? All that does is get you to take action and start to get good at something. It starts to help you get good. And then you end up with the confidence. As a cop, we did all of our training. And you come out onto the street, you got this nice new crispy uniform. Everybody knows you're the new guy. And you start. And you've got confidence because you just went through 16 weeks, 17 weeks, however long your training is. And you come out and you're like, oh my God, I got this. I know everything. I am so confident because I did so well at academy. I did so well at college. I did so well during training. I got this. Yeah, if I can do that stuff, this is going to be easy. And then you go to your first job. You go to the first domestic where you can hear people screaming off their nut inside, smashing stuff up, throwing things around, and all that confidence goes straight out the door. And you start to sphincter, and your butthole starts to crunch, and you're like, oh my God, I am shitting myself, but I'm here, I've got to do this. And so do you know what you do? You borrow the confidence from yourself, or you borrow the confidence from your partner. This is why if you get teamed up with a really good FTO or field training officer, guess what? They've been doing it for a long time. You start to borrow their confidence. You start to grab it off of them. You start to go, oh, I can do, if they can do this, I can do this. And then you start to put the repetitions in. You start to practice. So the same thing goes for your training. The same thing goes for your self-care. You're looking after yourself. You're doing the things for you to recharge yourself, to let things go. Cops are really confident, and I hear this all the time. I run a podcast called Fight the Burnout. You might be listening to this on that podcast. And I interview people all the time. And we have conversations outside the interview, and sometimes it gets brought up in the interview, that cops have to sit with their back to the wall and their face to the door. I haven't sat like that in 6-7 years. People used to say, oh, you should do that. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to get in that habit. I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in my hearing. I'm alert, but I don't have to have my eyes on the door. I don't have to be looking at the door all the time. Because to be honest, what you see is not always what you get. What you hear is a lot better most of the time. And a lot of times I'll hear something and I'll be like, oh, that sounds a bit weird. Or I'll listen to my gut or my intuition and I'll go, oh, and I'll look back and it'll be somebody that's kind of a little sketchy looking maybe. Or it's just a normal person that my radar was off a little bit. And so I listen to that radar and I kind of keep an eye a little bit, but then but I don't have to sit there and constantly be able to look at the door because I'm confident in my abilities that if something happens, I will take over. I also have my wife normally sitting on the other side of the table from me. And if somebody's coming up behind me, again, listening, alertness, but not overcoming it. And I can hear and feel somebody coming up on me. I listen to my senses. I'll tell you a little story real quick. I was in Mexico. This is all on confidence. I was in Mexico, 2018. So I'd been out of the police. I had been on leave without pay, and I was doing work on myself. And I was doing personal training stuff, and I was doing self-development stuff, trying to, bringing myself back. And then I was going to make a decision whether I went back to the police or did what I'm doing now. And I'm in Mexico. My wife and I are walking along in Tulum. And we're walking along, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, there's people around everywhere. And obviously I'm on alert because I'm still in that high alert stage and everybody's around. So I'm thinking about my wife and I'm like, okay, cool. I got to keep her protected. Okay. There's a federale there. There's, and I'm alert. I got that going on, but I'm still in the moment. It's not overcoming me. I'm confident in my abilities. And guy walks right up on me. And as he walks up on me, behind me, and I'm like, that sixth sense comes in. And this is proving why you don't need to look at the door and confidence. Sixth sense comes in and fuck, there's somebody there. I go straight into training mode. Arm goes up and I look back. Before I attack, I look up and I look back. And as I bring my arm up to protect myself and look back, he goes, you want to buy some cocaine? Literally just like that. And I go, fuck. I was like, oh, motherfucker. I was like, no, piss off. But that there is training. Whether I had been looking around fucking like a coiled spring cat and burning all this energy, mental energy, and not actually being present and looking around and enjoying myself, wouldn't have picked up that guy any different than I did anyways. So confidence comes from practice. Confidence comes from putting in the repetitions. I'm confident I can handle myself. And if I can't, well, that's the day. But I'm confident in my abilities because of practice, because of putting in the hard work. I didn't just become confident. Confidence comes with time. So stop trying to be so confident, and more importantly, put in the hard work. Again, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you have a look at the different offers that we have down below so that we can give you more. This is me scratching the surface. We dig deeper into these in all of our trainings. So if you're an aspiring police officer, we got stuff for you. If you are a police officer already that wants to take charge of their mental health and wants to not have the traumas of our job overrun us, then we got some stuff for you down there as well. So without further ado, we will love you, leave you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the alert bells, share this out there, and we will see you in our next training where we help you out with something different. And always, real quick, make a comment down below. Is there something that you want me to talk about? Is there something that you want me to help you out with? Is there something that you're like, oh, Chris, I'm really struggling with this? Comment down below, let us know, or just send me a message. I'm over on Instagram. It's just Chris Chandler-Yates. It's real easy. Send me a message through Instagram, and we'll make a video about it. I'll do some training on it. So we'll talk soon.